And incidentally, Melody, everybody who calls in, you should remind them, no matter what they want to buy, that the biggest amount of money will be made in numismatic coins. Sir or madam, you should at least consider it. And I'm so strong in that. We've been on the air for 5 years, and from the first day we were ever on, I recommended that. And so please take notice. Anyway, the International Forecaster is about business, finance, economic, social, political issues all over the world. We publish by email on Wednesday and Saturday, runs around 35 pages each time. We have a hard copy that goes out twice a month for those who are not on the Internet. If you'd like to look at our site on the Internet, that address is theinternationalforecaster.com. The International, Forecaster.com. Or if you'd like to email us with a question, that address is international_forecaster@yahoo.com. international_forecaster@yahoo.com.
800-375-4188 for your complimentary issue, and of course your gold and silver coins. I discount gold and silver, and you can earn new subscriptions with the International Forecaster by purchasing your $20 gold pieces. Just give us a call, 800-375-4188. And product is tight, folks, and before I lock in any type of large volume purchases, I have to see what's available, because I only sell what is available and for, immediate delivery. So it's difficult. Product is tight. This is why you're seeing the prices move. And, of course, they'll move even greater as the markets become tougher and tougher. Would it be a good assumption that the more gold and silver we buy, the less the nice government men can manipulate the spot price? That's from Murray.
That's true, because you're drying up sources. Most people will go to the coins because the coins are recognizable. They're a known value, whether they're sovereigns, French francs, Swiss francs. These sovereigns are British sovereigns. Even, Uruguay pesos. I mean, they're all known. The Centenario from Mexico. They're all well known, these coins. And so once they're gone in the hands of people who know what you know by listening, they're going to go to bars. Now, in Europe, bars are looked at equally as coins are, but not in the United States and not in other countries. It's unique to Europe. But they're going to start going after bars, and that is going to suck up a lot of gold and silver. India has been a big buyer of gold and silver. They use bangles and bracelets, but they're in the gold. They're usually 24 karat, and of course they're reprocessed when they receive the bulk gold in and worn that way. But they're really bullion, and so the rest of the world is going to start doing that. When they do, it's going to draw away and draw out a good part of the gold and silver that's available in the marketplace. And that is going to make prices go higher. You just haven't seen anything yet. Wait till gold crosses 2 and then 3,000. And all of a sudden, all the yuppies out there who know everything, who are now in their 40s and 50s, 60s even, discover that's where they should have their money. This thing is going to go exponential, like it came out of a slingshot. And there's going to be no stopping it. There'll be moves in gold of $200 and $300 and $400 a day, whether it's under hyperinflation or depression and deflation. Gold's going to go because it's going to be the preferred place to be. As long as it's hyperinflation, silver will go with it. Once hyperinflation ends, silver will probably stay the same or go lower. So there's going to be a time to sell silver, except for bags of pre-64 dimes, quarters, and halves that you would want for barter. So you keep, a bag kicking around. And even if it goes down to less than what you paid for it, you still keep it around. Right, Melanie?
That's absolutely correct. And folks, you got to keep it all in perspective, because I have a lot of people that are calling that are very heavy in silver. And, they run after the percentage gains that they see in silver and with their plan of selling silver and buying gold. Well, folks, by the time you get to the point where you want to sell your silver to buy gold, there probably won't be any gold around to buy. And then you're going to be stuck with silver, and then you could also see it drop at that point in time. The whole point of everything is to be positioned properly. It's okay to have some silver. And but gold is what you're going to be trading your fiat currencies for a real currency. And so you're exchanging. You're getting your own currency. You're getting the real currency. So it's very important to stay positioned properly. And, if you can afford the risk of silver and you don't mind, and, you can afford any losses, well, then I guess that's your choice. But it's very important to be heavier in gold than silver. And my normal recommendation is 80% gold, 20% silver. And it varies from person to person, but that's a starting place. It's a rule of thumb, so to speak. And we have a question from Matthew. And he said he purchased one of those 2009 ultra-high relief double eagle gold coins from the mint, and he was wondering how he could get this coin graded by either NGC or PCGS. Doesn't know how the process works, so he's wondering if there's a way he can submit this coin himself. And also, he wants to know how much it would cost to have it graded. And first of all, I probably wouldn't get my coin certified. It comes from packaging from the mint. You're going to have your little card showing what it is. So I probably wouldn't have it certified. But if you did, you could send it directly to NGC or PCGS, and it'll cost you, $35, $40. But the coin from the mint, they're already uncirculated. They're all uncirculated. They'll all grade out to mint state 70 because they're new. They're brand new. Just like gold eagles, 2009 gold eagles. Some people do like to have them certified. Well, that's okay. They pay a premium, and they're willing to pay the premium. But for the most part, every coin that you ever receive will be a 69 or a 70. It's just not graded. And what happens is when you sell those coins back, lots of times in the past, you might not see it with the big demands that we have in gold now, but lots of times we'll just break them out of the cases. They sell the little sticker back to PCGS or NGC, and you get 50 cents for them. So they can keep track of the coins, and then they just circulate the regular coins as gold eagles, as regular gold eagles. So, I can't see certifying modern issue coins. You see the federal government, this is in from, and thank you, Matthew, this is in from Lenora. Do you see the federal government creating a temporary federal mortgage program which initially will be advertised as relief to all the households who cannot afford their mortgages any longer? Government steps in and gets these mortgages signed over into a government program, which eventually will be sold back to the banks who cut a deal with the government and buy back these properties for pennies on the dollar. And this finalizes the last of the wealth transfers to the bank.
5.5 years ago, I said that the federal government, because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were bankrupt, would end up owning half the houses in the country. And that is going to happen. And that'll be the end, the final analysis. And that's it. And that's where it's all going to go. And there will be people who will be able to make their mortgages. How many, we don't know. We're in a depression. We don't know how long it's going to last. Every time I see somebody on Wall Street or banking or government interviewed, they're talking in terms of 2 or 3 years it'll be over. Don't bet on it. This is the most serious depression since the turn of the 20th century. And it could be as bad as some of the Lollapaloozas that we had in 72 and 82 and 92 and the in the 19th century. This is nothing new. I mean, these bankers have been pulling this stuff for years and years, but now, in the last 100 years or so, they've had the privately owned Federal Reserve, and they're just lapping it up. You're having a tremendous amount of wealth being sucked up by one group of people, and they'll end up owning everything. And they did the same thing in France in the 1600s and 1700s, and for their trouble, they got their heads cut off. And the same thing's going to happen again. That's where this is all headed.